Hi, I'm Craig Zuckerman with Lori Clark, and we are Z-Line Fitness. Today I want to talk to you about the hamstrings, their functionality, why a lot of times they're really tight on you, and how hamstring strengthening can really help out SI joint problems, lower back problems, even lower back herniations and sciatica. So let's first talk about the hamstring itself. Lori's going to stand up. So the hamstring attaches at the base of the hip bone, or your sacroiliac, your sacrum, at the base of that, and then all the way down to the knee. There's three of them. So you got one in the middle, and then two kind of go on the outside. If you look here, they attach right here at the base of the bone and go down. Now, because of that, this hamstring can help out with imbalances in the hip. So if one hip is lifted up, then stay there, then that hamstring is going to get tight and try and struggle to bring it back down. And a lot of times when that hip is off is why we get lower back herniations and sciatica. Additionally, when you have a deep lordotic curve or a lot of tension in the lower back, this hamstring is going to get tight, trying to reduce that compression in there. And if you sit or something like that in a little rounded position for long periods of time and a chair is hitting you on the back of the leg, then that will press into the hamstring, and it's in a shortened position, especially when your knees are bent sitting down, that the hamstring kind of shrivels and tightens up, and that causes a lot of pain and tension in the hamstring too. So when you're working the hamstring out, there's two important things you need to know, because there's two main ways you need to work out that hamstring. The hamstring is at its most lengthened when the leg is straight. Go ahead and lift that leg up to me. Whoop, like this. That is in its most lengthened position, and then it's in its most contracted position when it's behind you, and lift it up like that and contract it even a little bit more as that leg can go back. You get a little glute there, but that hamstring now is really engaged right in the back. Yes, like that. I know I'm like reaching really high. She's my wife. It's okay. Yeah. It's in its most shortened position, right like that. Good. And that's a little compression on the back. Let it go. So we need to exercise it in both ways. Let me move Skelly out of there. And the best way to do that is, now you see a lot of people in the gym, and they'll lay on their stomach, and they'll do those, they'll do these little bicep hamstring curls, which is great. But again, now you are working that hamstring in its most shortened position. If you only exercise it in that shortened position, then it will also reduce its lengthening ability, and you will snap it a lot. Say if you're running and you have an outstretched leg and you're diving for a ball, bam, it's going to snap like that. So it's important to not just work it this way, but also work it in its most lengthened position. And this is the thing I find most people miss when they're doing exercises on their hamstring. And let me tell you, if your hamstring is tight, if you exercise that muscle in both its shortened and lengthened state, I bet you that's going to help reduce a lot of your lower back pain and the sciatic pain too. And here's how you do that. So you're going to you need a mechanism that can use some type of resistance that can then hook onto your ankle or foot, so that you can do a straightened leg pulling both down and then resisting the motion up. That's very important. That eccentric resistance on the way up is what they've found in all sorts of research is a bigger implication or bigger helper, if you will, in preventing injuries or snapping that hamstring. So you really got to concentrate on the way up, that resistant eccentric contraction of that hamstring and down. Now, if you don't have some sort of apparatus like this that can help you with the hamstring, there is something, and I'll put it down in the description. It's fairly inexpensive thing you can get on Amazon. It has a little ring and a loop, and it goes over the top of your door, and you close the door, and then it has D-rings that hook onto a rubber-like band, and that band then can attach onto your foot. It's got a little thing that velcros onto your foot with a ring, and then you can do this exercise exactly like we're showing it here, and you don't need, Pilates equipment. But you can do it with both legs. And both legs is neat too, because now you have to work your core. You have to work the abdominal muscles and the back muscles to keep the stability in your hip. So she's not arching her back when the legs go down and flattening her back when the legs go up. She is using her abs and her back muscles to stabilize. You can go straight down. You can do circular motions, just like that. You could do reverse circle motions. And then also a great thing to really work on this coordination stability in the hips are little swimmers, because now that hip's going to rock back and forth, and you got to prevent that rocking back and forth with your abdominal muscles. Excellent. Stop there and relax. Now, I have no problem with you stretching the hamstring, especially if you're working it. But if all you're doing is stretching your hamstring just because it simply keeps tightening up on you, then you may be shutting down the one mechanism your body is attempting to do or use to help stabilize the hip and prevent whatever tension and lower back pain you're having. Now, Lori's showing here is called the bridge. The bridge is another excellent way. Now, this is a shortened position of hamstring work, but it's just lifting the hips up and down. Watch to not overlift. Go ahead and do an overly where your arch, knees no good. You need to pull down the abs. There you go. And like that. You want to make sure the knees are parallel, not rolling out. And also, you can also scoot the feet away. And this gets more hamstring work. You just won't get as high. And you can even do a turned out version where the knees walk them out apart from each other. Yes, like that. Still keep them flat. So you get a little bit more glute with that hamstring too. But you put these two exercises together, the shortened hamstring work and the lengthened hamstring work, and you do that kind of activity instead of stretching, and with time, I bet you'll feel a lot of relief in your lower back and also prevent some of that sciatic reactions a lot of us have too by strengthening your hamstrings. And it'll relax on its own without all that stretching. I'm Craig Zuckerman with Lori Clark, and we're Z-Line Fitness, helping you feel better, look better, and perform better.